certainly good to get a win. I thought we bounced back from a really bad start and played well and had got contributions from a lot of guys, notably Josh Dunker and Greg Robbins. I thought really provided a spark off the bench and were just terrific and critical to our winning the game. So was very pleased with that. And really from how we played from, about midway through the first half on, I thought we played well and got ourselves in control of the game. But, the start is not good and something we need to address and make sure that we're always ready to play and play well right from the beginning of the game.
Could that be easily just jet lag type thing? I mean, is that something that you could say it's not the end of the world?
Yeah.
But we don't want to be ready?
We could say that, but we're gonna try to choose not to say that. I think there are a lot of excuses that you can make, and all understandable. All the Christmas break and coming back from Los Angeles, but it's just a basketball game and something we need to be always prepared to play. It's a great privilege for us, and we need to be better from the beginning.
Was there anything they did defensively in their first 8 minutes that kind of threw you off?
Yeah, I think. Well, number one, I think their energy and effort was tremendous to start the game. And ours certainly did not match it. And I think, tactically, I think their pressure bothered us, and then they were falling back, and whether they were switching from man to zone. When you're probing and you're guessing a little bit, that's definitely going to take away from your aggression. So I thought that what they did, how they were moving on offense, and then changing defenses and using pressure definitely disrupted us.
Coach, with all that said, when you lost 4 of your last 5, obviously it's important to get a win, and you're coming off that close one at UCLA. How big was it to come out and once you guys got your legs under you, handily win the game?
Well, that was big. There's no question about it. And, we have great respect for Liberty and their program. I think the kid Sanders is just a tremendous basketball player. So it is good. I think, like I said, we didn't have a turnover in the second half. There were a lot of positives. Greg played great. Darian had a tremendous game again. Cedric was much more aggressive. There are a lot of positives coming from it. So I think it was good for us to get the win. Good that we extended the lead like we did in the second half, and something we can build on and work on the things that we didn't do well, like starting the game, but definitely enjoy the win.
Can you talk about because a few more weeks and a couple more weeks in your conference?
Right.
Can you talk about building off this and sort of getting this thing back rolling?
Sure. I think that the conference is the most important, and every non-league game is kind of more like an opportunity, whereas the conference becomes a little bit of a grind. The familiarity with the teams, the importance of the games, all of those things make the games that much more important. So, we're definitely happy to be home these 2 games. That's for certain. But as we move forward, I think that we need to kind of establish ourselves, give ourselves more of an identity, be better on defense, and then we can kind of move on and hopefully do well in the conference.
Coach Mooney, Greg started instead of Francis in the second half. I wonder if that's something we should look for in the future, or it was simply a one-night thing?
Yeah, that was a game-time decision or a halftime decision, I guess, John. And I think we're going to kind of talk about it and reevaluate it. I thought Greg's energy was tremendous tonight. He really helped us in all facets of the game. And I think it's something we're going to talk about with Fran and with Greg and just see what's best for us moving forward. Fran has done incredible things for this program and been part of a lot of big wins and a critical part of a lot of big wins. So it's nothing, nothing beyond that. Greg just kind of played so well and aggressively tonight. But we'll talk about it and meet about it, and we'll see what we do in the future.
When you look at the first 8 minutes of the second half, what really kind of turned this thing around for you and got this thing going?
Yeah, well, we defended a little bit better. And then we were so efficient on offense. I thought we moved the ball very well. We were able to get some easy baskets against the zone. Darian had a couple nice drives. Derek had a couple good plays in and around the rim. Cedric, got fouled on a 3. I think he might have made a 3. So I thought just how efficiently we played on offense was very big for us.
Kevin's back. Kevin Anderson, he said he caught a flight. First thing he did, ran in the car and got down here so he could catch the game. I mean, he's talked about being embraced by fans, teammates, coaches. I mean, how special is it to have him back? Can you talk about Friday?
It's great. I can tell you that this is as big of an honor as you can get, and I'm still waiting for them to put my number up in the rafters at Princeton. But it's as big an honor as you can get, and to have it done, the year after you graduate makes it that much more special. And he deserves it as much as anybody. The impact he had on this program goes far beyond his 4 years here. It kind of gave us And when I say this, I think Justin and Kevin Smith and Dan included, I mean, it gave us a template for what we were looking for in terms of a person, in terms of a student athlete, in terms of a guy who could have an impact on our program. And Kevin deserves all of the honors and accolades that he receives still, and he's going to impact this program for a long time to come.
He said this team reminds him of the team he had his sophomore year. Young, right there in a lot of games, just needs to sort of gel. Is that sort of the same impression you get?
Yeah, definitely. There's something about experience that you can't necessarily put your finger on, but you know it when you see it, and you certainly know it when you see a lack of it. And so, you know, just guys when they're a little bit younger, just a little bit more fragile, a little bit more less in control of the game than the game's in control of them. And so it reminds us all a lot of that team where we could, you know, it was difficult to get everybody playing well at the same time, but we needed everybody to play well at the same time. A setback, you know, didn't just affect us that particular possession, but it affected, you know, the next 6 minutes of the game. And I don't know any answers besides just continuing to try to work through it and have good practices and be demanding until it kind of starts to collectively click for us. And I'm confident that we can get there, and we're going to get there. But there's just a difference when you've played 115 games and you've played 40. I mean, there's just something about going through it and playing and understanding what it takes.